Hey, I bet you can't guess what movie I just went and seen. Ah, I guess you did know. Hello everybody, it's me Nate, aka Devil Dog, here with
Dead Man Bones.
And we just got back from, as you could tell from the opening and everything, yes, we went and seen Lilo and Stitch, the 2025 live action sort of remake, or reimagining. It's got some unique parts to it. Honestly, I think the first thing I have to say about this before we get into the review, it'd be a spoiler-free review, even though, no offense, if you've seen the original movie,
You pretty much know what's going to happen.
Yeah, it does have some
It ain't
different
one
parts
for
of it.
one, which I liked about that.
Yeah. This Disney was weird about this. They didn't really think it was actually going to do well. So it originally only got a budget of $100 million and was planned for streaming services and not meant for the theaters.
You're joking, right?
No, I'm not. Disney did not have any faith in this.
They did not think Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah, they didn't have hopes for this one. That's why it only got a $100 million budget, which still is a big budget. Now, I will say this, they do change some aspects of this. Honestly, what was your personal thoughts? Did you really notice any standouts that were different from the original movie?
They definitely they pulled no punches with the Lilo bullying, that's for sure.
And the thing is I can't pronounce her name, so I'm not going to because I don't want to ruin it. But the casting in this, I think, was superbly done, especially for the girl that plays Lilo. This was her first acting gig.
Are you shitting me?
No, I am not shitting you. This was this girl's first acting gig. And I'd say she pulled it off brilliantly. Oh, and they did get a couple returning people from the first movie. First of all, I think his name was Chris Sanders. He was the original voice of Stitch, and he's back as Stitch in this. So it's actually the same guy doing Stitch, which honestly, I could tell. Honestly, other than that, everybody else was different except for the fact that they added a new character.
Wasn't Her Majesty's voice the exact same?
I don't know. I'll have to look that up. I think
close.
She sounded identical.
It was very close.
The actor who plays Pleakley in this does a really good job. It's not the same guy. I think it was something McDonald, or some, not Norm McDonald, but
Jumba Doe.
Jumba. That's the thing.
Let's pull the Band-Aid.
We're gonna, like I said, this is spoiler free, but we will get to the end part and actually start talking about some stuff. They did change stuff, especially Cobra Bubbles. What was your thought of Cobra Bubbles in this?
I don't think that was a very real rough take. They made him clearly, well, they made Bubbles, but at the same point in time, they kept him, well, realistic for what he was.
Yeah, because you got to remember, the first movie, Cobra Bubbles, was legitimately just the caseworker, but they did tie in the fact saying that he did have like previous military or government background to him. That's why he was the firm, dressed like the Men in Black kind of guy. And in this one, they mix it up a bit, and he's not really a caseworker. He's basically works for the government trying to find aliens.
Of the wrong freaking branch of the government.
One main character in the first movie that is not in this, and it was the main villain, really, in the movie going after Stitch. Do you remember his name?
The whale, was it Yantu?
Close, Gontu. Yeah, Gontu. And
It's been a while since I've seen.
Yeah, but my speculation is due to the fact that Disney didn't really think this was going to be a hit. It didn't get a big enough budget, so they couldn't afford to put Gontu in it, which I call
they could have used him for a second, then immediately given him a human guy.
Yeah, like that's what they did in this too, and like I said, you'll see screenshots from the movie up here. But they also wanted to have the cross-dressing part with Pleakley in this. As you can see from the picture here, there was actually plans to actually have a part in it where we all know from the cartoon it was able to have them just wear humans' clothing, and it would fool the people thinking they were real people. And in live action, you can't do that. So I understand why they did what they did, to where this time Pleakley and Jumba actually have this device that they actually mimic the looks of these two people they find on Hawaii. So they're actually in human form for most of the movie, which once again saved on that budget. Yep. But they got Zach Galifianakis, who plays Jumba, whatever. And the thing is that bothered me, but it was okay, is that I remember the classic voice of him from the movie and the show, and
6 2 6.
Yeah, he had this cool accent which added to the overall character. But in this one, it's still the same character, but he doesn't have the accent. But they did go and decide they needed to have a villain for this movie. And since they didn't have gone to, and I guess you could say he was not going to be in the movie.
That was so bad.
I know, but seriously, maybe he'll show up the sequel if they make money off this. They
make money off
they're speculating this is going to clear $1 billion.
Do you realize how much their popcorn bucket is worth?
Yes,
they have 2 popcorn buckets at the Cinemark.
Actually, look at this picture here. Some of the different shit you can get from different cinemas for this. So the merch aspect alone is going to make them money.
They're making their money.
But yeah, that popcorn bucket was like $30-some.
Let's be clear, the one people actually want, will cost them $30.
Honestly, if you love the original Lilo and Stitch movie, I think you can sum it up with this. What are your thoughts of this movie?
Well, personally, I think that while not the exact same movie, these movies are similar enough to where if you loved Lilo and Stitch, you'll enjoy this movie.
Yeah, it's definitely not a scene-by-scene recreation. There are some parts that are almost dead accurate same, but they did mix it up with the story. They did actually change some of the characters. Like I said, Cobra Bubbles in this one is, he's still somewhat the same character, but now instead of being, there for, to take away the kid, he's there for military reasons because of, Stitch. Honestly, the explanations and acting and the plot of this is pretty much damn near close to the original movie, but the ending is different. They do change the ending, which honestly I'm sure a lot of people are going to dislike the way this ending is, even though it still has a nice touching send-off.
Personally,
they changed it.
I'd say get over it, because that ending works with this movie.
It does work, and I am not a fan of how they made Jumba basically the main villain in this. They had to have somebody, but one of the classic things I loved about the original movie and the series is how those two played off each other. And in this one, they kind of became like enemies almost, and I kind of didn't like that.
They made Jumba go to the dark side of Mad Scientist. Well, the darker side of Mad Scientist.
I would say the final say of this movie is the acting is fantastic. The girl that plays Lilo, standout role, charming, adorably cute, actually felt like Lilo. The attitude or personality. Stitch, come on, Stitch looked great. All of the effects look great. Pleakley and Jumba look really kind of gross, though. They weren't as adorably cute as they were as cartoons. Some of the other CGI characters work better in CGI, from the cartoon show. Jumba and Pleakley were kind of gross, but in the end, honestly, all around great movie. Highly recommend it. And it's definitely worth it. Definitely go see it in IMAX if you can. I don't know how it would be in 3D. You can see a 3D version of it. 3D is kind of just a gimmick.
Well, in the words of Stitch, I'd say, let's see, what was it again? Igenanana Krista?
Oh, and one scene I missed. There was no punch money.
No, that was not there.
But in the end, I think you agree with me on this one. Fantastic, entertaining movie, charming, heartwarming, really good visual effects. Honestly, I don't know why Disney did not have faith in this one. This makes no sense to me that you could take something like Lilo and Stitch and actually stay very damn faithful to the original content.
The House of the Mouse got paranoid on this one.
I don't know why, because this one stayed more true than all the other movies they've made lately that they dumped so much money in. I don't get it. But in the end, I can definitely say it was 2 thumbs up here for me on this movie. I can recommend it. And what about you?
Yep, I definitely recommend this movie.
This was Nate, aka Devil Dog, here with
Dead Man Bones.
And we always end our videos by saying, have fun, play hard, and remember, people,
The devil's in the details, baby.
peace out until next time.